Whether your sales were up or down in 2019, there's something that most people will agree on. You want more. So, how to review your shop, how to review what happened in 2019 to make improvements to make 2020 even better. Hey, I'm Pam Duthie and Happy New Year! It is 2020. So if you want to get more sales in your Etsy shop, you really want to subscribe and come back often for more videos. But let's talk about how to review your Etsy shop. First, make sure that all your policies and everything are filled out in your shop. Etsy have told us that this shop score, making sure everything is in place, does feature into your ranking to get found in search. Look at any low reviews or negative feedback that could explain from your customer's point of view what things you can do to do even better going forwards. If you were late with shipping a few times, either streamline your process so you can get things out in time or expand your shipping times. It's better to be honest about how long it's going to take than to disappoint your customer. Does your packaging need updating to make sure your items arrive safely to the customer? Or can you even up the process with more wow packaging that brands you so that people remember who you are? And if communications were a problem, commit to periods of time for you to sit down and answer customer questions. What can happen is if you say you're going to do it all the time, you'll burn yourself out. You'll get fed up of answering questions. Been there, done that. So better to say at 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm drinking my morning coffee and at 9 o'clock in the evening before I shut my computer down, I'm going to answer questions then, rather than to be all day when you're at the shops on your phone answering a question. Much better if you're burning out, if you're having trouble, set aside your time periods. At this slot, I will answer my questions. In your shop stats, look at your best performing or top selling listings of the year and see what they have in common, a type of item, a type of photography or a price point that's just resonating a little better with the customers. Also, identify where most of your views are coming from. Is it from social media? If it is, let me know in the comments below which social media platform you're getting most of your views from. With me, it's Pinterest by a mile. So dedicate a fair amount of your time and energy to growing more on that platform. That one's already working, so focus a bit more on that, rather than trying to focus on all the platforms and not necessarily grow on any of them. Etsy adverts, even if after all the changes, your Etsy adverts are still running well for you. First of all, fantastic. Consider creating more listings with similar keywords, even more targeted on your keywords. I have a video actually where I talked about how I focused in my adverts and only advertised a few very specific listings. Do most of your views come from Etsy search? Look at your top keywords that your listings are being found for. Search them on Etsy and see how your listings compare. What the other listings, what the top ranking listings on Etsy look like. What kind of prices they are. What photographs they are. If your item stands up well in this high esteemed crowd, do your photographs pop? You can even, if you're any good at a program like Photoshop, paste one of your thumbnail images into the view of that front page and ask in groups, which item would you click on to see how your item stands out compared to the rest. Look at their size, quality, personalization options, where they ship to. What are they doing different than you? And bear in mind, although the US is the biggest market, and if you're outside the US, you should really possibly consider shipping to the US. But for everybody, consider the rest of the world. Some other places like the UK are growing rapidly on Etsy. Honestly, 5 years ago, most of my sales were to the US, and now at least half my sales are to the UK. So it's certainly worth considering the rest of the world, and it's not always that difficult to ship if your items aren't too fragile or heavy. And finally, how do your prices compare? Now, it's not always the case that the lowest price is the best. People often assume, especially if they're buying handmade goods, that the lowest priced item is poor quality. So don't aim for that race to the bottom. They also might think that the highest priced item is a bit of a rip-off. So we're looking to be somewhere in the middle, depending on many factors. Try to identify if the keywords are seasonal, if people are only looking for them at certain times of the year, or if different times of the year people look for similar but slightly different keywords. Customised versus personalised. eRank's Keyword Explorer is great for this, with the trend graphs to show you when people have been looking historically, and also alternative keywords that actual real shoppers are looking for. And while you're on eRank, it's worth dipping into the Spotted on Etsy feature. This allows you to monitor these top keywords that you've identified, and every day eRank takes a snapshot of where your items, or if your items, are ranking in the first couple of pages. And this way you can quickly look if suddenly your views are dipping, look and see if your top identified keywords, if you're suddenly not ranking for them, maybe there's something you can do, and you can spot immediately what the problem is. Also, look at your shop across the year for what were the peak busy times, so you can be prepared. You can have your peak number of listings ready to go up in your shop just before this peak time. Usually it's going to be coming up to Christmas. So where did the Christmas rush start for you? Because you're going to have to be thinking of listing your Christmas, listing your gift items about a month before things really started to pick up. So you're going to have to think of creating your Christmas items probably in the summer. So actually, we're almost thinking about Christmas already. The year goes so quickly in retail. See if any of the trends that you're seeing give you ideas for new ranges that you can test this year. A different price point, smaller or larger, better or less good quality. Personalizations, can you make this personalized for the customer? Etsy is big on the personalized things. Different color schemes or materials. Kits, supplies or tutorials, always popular. Or prints. Even something like vintage items, if photographed well, could do really great in, say, kitsch cards or prints. Obviously make sure if there's any kind of copyright on having certain words or images on prints or t-shirts or something, but with your one-of-a-kind items you can sell the item, you can sell the kit to make the item, and you can sell the Christmas card of the item doing cute things. That's win-win-win from one piece of work. Now, obviously, what happened last year isn't exactly identical to what's going to happen this year. You've got to keep the finger on the pulse of things that are coming up. And in one of our next videos, we will talk about the predictions for what are going to be good things to sell on Etsy this year. But what happened last year is certainly a start. It can give you an idea to focus down on what you might need to be doing. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.